Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's been a few weeks since I've been able to post, partly because I've been moving. But one of the benefits of me moving is I now have some space to start working on a home gym. Where I live currently, we're still affected by COVID to the point where any gyms aren't open, let alone boxing gyms. So, I've been eager to get in here and start making my own home gym. So I'm starting that off with today's video. Is a how to install this ceiling mount from Pro Mountings. I'll put a link down below where you can find them online, also on Instagram. They have an Instagram. I'll tag them in the post there. This is their ceiling mount. They have two different types, two different versions of this ceiling mount, but the only difference is they are built differently for different weights of bags. So I'm going to be eventually hanging this Nazo 4-foot, about 130 pound boxing bag up to 140. So I bought this model, which is designed for bags of that weight. So this is the mount. It's very heavy. It's very sturdy. This is very tough steel. Part of the reason I chose this is because of how simple it looked to install. I'm not, a handyman by trade or anything like that, so I wanted something easy. And according to their instructions, all you have to do is drill 4 holes in either your ceiling beams or joists like I have in my garage, and mount in the screws. This comes with all the hardware you need, so it looked simple enough, and today I'm going to show you a how-to to get it done. Step 1, if needed. So first you want to measure if this is going up in your rafters, like for me, this is going up in my garage. Measure the distance between your joists. If this is going to hang like in a subfloor, like in your basement or something, and you have floor rafters, you want to measure the distance between those. I believe, if I remember correctly, this is 17 inches across. I mean, I can measure it right now. Yeah, 17 inches across. So if needed, my joists are bigger than that, so they have the option to add on these extensions to either side. So my ceiling joists are wide enough that I needed the extenders. And it came with this hardware to mount it as well. This is also very heavy duty hardware. And I used an impact driver to install that. I think this would have been pretty hard to do with like a socket wrench. It's possible, but it would have taken a lot more effort. So if you have a power drill or an impact driver or something, the attachment I used here is a 9/16 inch knurled grip universal socket. So I used that, mounted those in, super easy. So that is step 1. If needed, you just need to attach the extenders to each side of the ceiling mount. All right, so step 2, you are going to want to mark off where you are going to be drilling in the bolts that are provided you. Heads up, as I mentioned before, the mount itself, very heavy duty, high quality steel. It was a bit of a challenge for me to get it up here, balance it with one hand, and mark off my drill point. So, hindsight, it would have been nice if I had someone else here on the other side of the ladder or on a second ladder to kind of keep it secure while I marked it off. It was, I figured out how to do it by myself, but just heads up, it is a really heavy piece of metal that you're holding up there. But yeah, that's step 2, is marking where you're going to be drilling in the bolts, the lag bolts that they provide. All right, so step 3 is to drill pilot holes for where the lag bolts will go through and attach your mount to the joists. They recommend you use a drill bit that is 9/32 of an inch. This is a 1/4 inch, which is very, very close to that. That's 1/32 of an inch smaller, so I really don't think that's going to be a problem. I didn't think it was a big enough deal that I needed to go get that specific drill bit. So they recommend that size drill bit for softwood. This is pine, and also I'm doing this down here so you can see, but this is pine just like my ceiling joists are. And they recommend that it be 2.5 inches deep. So in this drill bit is 2.5 inches. So should be simple enough. Just straight in and then reverse it straight out. So on the markings you marked, 2.5 in, 2.5 out. That's it. So we'll do that in the 4 spots, and that'll be it for step 3. So step 4 is now we're ready to actually mount the heavy bag mount, the ceiling mount, to the ceiling joists. These are the 4 lag bolts that are provided. So you put a washer on each of these, and these are the same head size as are on the bolts that are used to add on the extenders. So I'm going to use this same 9/16 inch attachment to help me mount this to the ceiling joists. So that's going to be step 4. All right, so step 5. So I chose to go with this, these 2 carabiners with this swivel eyelet in the middle. But on the top, where this hangs from, the piece that attaches to the mount is a metal bolt. And on either side of the bolt is a plastic spacer. And on the side is a screw that runs through it. So the next step is to place this in between those 2 spacers and then tighten the bolt on the outside so that this metal carabiner stays sandwiched in between those 2 spacers, resting on the bolt. So I did call the company and confirm it is supposed to be this metal resting on the metal and not the plastic spacers that are up there. And they confirmed, based on the grade of steel that is, that I probably wouldn't have to look at that metal bolt for at least like 3 years. So sounds good to me. So I'm gonna go up there. I need the wrench to hold the one side of the bolt and then this to tighten it on the other side. So that's step 5. All right, that is it. So those are the 5 steps it takes to mount this Pro Mountings ceiling mount for a heavy bag. This is their GS2000. I'll do a review specifically on the product, explaining more about what is this system here. It's supposed to help minimize some of the vibration, etc. But I'm gonna get my Nazo heavy bag set up here in just a minute. I'll do a review on that upcoming as well. And then also have an updated review once I get to actually, hang a heavy bag from this and put it through its paces. But for this video, as far as installation goes, I think this was pretty easy. I think the biggest barrier is if you don't own a power drill. You definitely need a power drill or an impact driver, something like that to get this job done. Borrow it from someone. I think Home Depot or Lowe's might rent those out. I'm not sure. I think I've seen that available before, but I personally haven't done it. But if you know a buddy or a family member that has one, it's just a couple simple pieces and you can get the job done. And I reviewed those in the earlier steps, specifically what I used, so you'll know what to grab. But for me, this is not the type of stuff I do day to day. This is not in my wheelhouse. And I thought that was pretty easy. 5 steps is all it took to get it installed. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this. It went well. It's very sturdy. I'm hanging from it. So this is really high quality steel. It was really easy to install, and that was the whole point of this video, is to show you how to do that. Future video reviewing the actual product to come once I get some actual experience on it. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions about the installation process with this, any of the tools I use or the hardware I chose to use and why. Comment down below. Let me know if you've tried these before. They have a lot of different type of heavy bag mounts. And if you have any questions about this one, just put them down below and I'll do what I can to help you guys out. All right, I'll see you guys next time.